So if you're watching this video, that means you are an expert with converting measurements. And this is kind of taking it to the next level. Up until now, we've always started with one unit and we're changing it to another unit. But what I call these combination problems because you are starting with a combination of units. If you take a look here, we're starting with 4 feet, which is one unit, and 3 more inches, which is a whole different unit. And this is a really common real life situation. It's very rare that, someone is just 4 feet tall or 5 feet tall or 6 feet tall. Often we are 4 feet, maybe plus a few more inches. And so what you'll notice here is we're not changing 2 units into something completely different. We are breaking down feet and inches into inches. So essentially, we are going to ignore the inches at the start of the problem. So if you take a look here, we don't need to change inches to inches. Inches are already inches. So there's no conversion that we need to do with that. What we need to do is change the 4 feet into inches and then add on those additional 3 inches. I will be honest, a lot of times kids forget to add on those additional 3 inches. So find a way to maybe remind yourself of that. So now we're going to go through the steps we've always gone through. Obviously, I did my T-chart here. We are going to do copy, 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 copy. Because we're not changing inches to inches, we are changing feet to inches. And now I'm going to go ahead and use my chart to figure out my connecting information, and I can see it right here. I know, and I hopefully already knew, that 1 foot, so I'm going to put the 1 by the foot, is equal to 12 inches. And now I'm going to look at creating my number sentence. My first number in my number sentence is the 4. And my second number in the number sentence on the second line is the 12. And because those are diagonal from one another, I'm going to multiply this to get the answer, 4 times 12. If you don't know what 4 times 12 is, you should set up another problem. Hopefully you knew that was 48. Now, the final answer is not 48 inches because we need to remember we need to then add on those 3 additional inches from our starting amount, which is a total of 51 inches. Let's take another look here. This time we are changing 3 days and 10 hours into hours. So again, we are going to ignore the 10 hours because we're not changing those into hours. We are indeed changing days. So we're going to copy into hours. And I am going to use my cheat sheet to figure out how days and hours are connected. And again, hopefully you knew this already, but we have it there to use. I can see that 1 day is equal to 24 hours. And so now it is time for me to come up with my number sentence. For my first line, I'm starting with 3 days. I'm ignoring those 10 hours from now. In my second line, my connecting number is 24. And again, those are diagonal, so we multiply. Don't try and use mental math if that's a good way to make a Sally mistake. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. I know the answer is not 72. I can't forget those additional 10 hours. 72 plus 10 is 82. So 3 days and 10 hours is the same as 82 hours. I have just a couple more examples here. Again, we're going to ignore the 3 ounces since we're not changing ounces to ounces. We're just changing 7 pounds to start into ounces. I am going to use my cheat sheet, and I know that 1 pound is the same as 16 ounces. And so 1 pound is the same as 16 ounces. Time to create my number sentence. I'm starting with 7 pounds. My connecting number is 16. Those are diagonal, so that's going to be multiplication. And now again, 16 times 7. 7 times 6 is 42. And 7 times 1 is 7, plus 4 is 11. My answer is not 112 because I do need to add on those 3 additional ounces. And it would be a total of 115 ounces. So if a child is born at 7 pounds, 3 ounces, boom, They're 115 ounces. Going through this one super quickly. We're not going to change quarts to quarts. We'll add that on later. We are changing gallons into quarts. And I can see right here that 1 gallon is the same as 4 quarts. So to create my number sentence, I am simply going to take my starting amount. I'm going to take my connecting amount. These are going to be multiplied together. I know 4 times 4 is 16, but I cannot forget to add that one additional one. 16 plus 1 is 17. So if I have 4 gallons and 1 quart of lemonade, it's a total of 17 quarts. So you're going to try some of these and show off your awesome mathematical skills.